Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. Today's question is, how do I build up my self-confidence? So this can be more generally in your life, that you just feel that you need to boost up your levels, or you might feel it's in one specific area of your life, like your working life, your love life, your family life, or your social life, that you're lacking in self-confidence and self-belief, and that you need to maybe find a bit of clarity and a bit of understanding as to why these things are happening and what you can do about it. So you apply the message how you feel it fits into your life, because remember, this is a general reading and just not all of the reading will make sense to you. Not every card will apply to you directly, or every interpretation that I apply to it will completely fit into your life. So you've just got to take what you feel is going to help you move forward with this issue and leave what doesn't make any sense to you behind. So we have option 1, we have option 2, and we have option 3. I'm going to put the timestamps to each of these 3 readings in the description box, along with my email address in case you would like to buy a reading from me, and a link to my Instagram account for when I remember to post a daily tarot reading. So please close your eyes, meditate on the question, how can I build up my self-confidence? Take a few deep breaths, feel relaxed, and then make your choice. Please don't overthink it. Don't doubt yourself. Just trust your first instinct and make your choice. If you do want a little bit more time, then please press pause, because otherwise I'm going to be moving on to the first reading. Thank you. Okay, those of you that chose option 1, here is your reading. I am using the Llewellyn Tarot. That's by Anne-Marie Ferguson, sorry. And it's available online at lots of different places, so you can check to see the best price you can find it. It is a lovely deck. So these 3 cards represent what's sort of blocking you from feeling self-confident. So we have the Emperor, we have the 6 of Cups, and we have the 5 of Cups. Okay then, so this issue of self-confidence, I feel for most of you, if not all of you, goes far back into even to your childhood, or certainly depending on how old you are, as far back as like your teenage years. And I feel that it's connected to probably your parents or somebody that's been an authority in your life. For some of you, it might not be a family member, but maybe a partner that you've been with, like your first partner, and you've been together since, as I say, you were teenagers or something. And and they've been quite controlling. They've been quite controlling over you, quite dominant. It's probably their way. They make all the decisions. They don't really give you a choice. They are the boss. And this is what makes me think, because the Emperor's always sort of been traditionally the father card. But it doesn't have to be your father. It could be your mother, as I say, or a partner, a boyfriend or a girlfriend who is just really domineering. But this does go quite far back into your life. And as I say, almost I feel like as young as these kids are on here. So this is well established domination over you, really. And this is why you have no self-confidence, because you're not free to make your own choices, I suspect, or the example that they've given to you. They might not necessarily be in your life anymore, but the grounding they gave you, the rules they established, have not left you, and you're still living by their law, by their rules. And this is causing you immense grief, immense pain, sorrow, sadness. You can cry over it, because I suspect you probably want to be free of this repression. And because at his worst, the Emperor isn't a bad card, but in this context, it's the negative side, which is authoritative, oppressive, controlling, unyielding, will not give way on anything. And this has not been good for you. You know, that you can't move past it. You're still looking at the 3 spilt cups. That this represents this scenario. I mean, for some of you, the 6 of Cups doesn't necessarily mean your childhood. Maybe you have children with this person, and so they've got control over you through the children, and that hurts you because you can't be free of them, and they're controlling you, because you can't, you know, get a fresh start because they're always going to be in your life because you have children together. But you must focus on the 2 cups you still do have. You've got your back on something here, some sort of opportunity that you can't see because of the pain you're in. And this is why you've got no self-confidence. This is why you're down, because of this situation, I feel, for a lot of you. So let's move on to what you can do about it. This is what you can do in order to build up your self-confidence, to get away from this situation, if this is what you resonates with you and makes sense to you, as your life. Yeah, what you can do is the horned one, the wild herdsman. That's the devil card in the traditional tarot. The hermit and the Knight of Pentacles. Just going to get a sip of water. Right. Okay, so this is quite clear to me. I know a lot of you are thinking, what, the devil card? But actually the devil card is the most misunderstood card in the tarot deck, for me anyway, but for me. So this tarot really does reflect what I feel the devil card represents. And that is our true nature. And this is what you need to discover. Discover because of the Hermit card. Who you really are. What's your truth? You know, the horned one, the wild herdsman, represents that desire that a lot of humans have, which is to just go off into the wild, into nature, and just be part of it. To be, in a sense, another wild animal living in the space. You know, to not worry about civilization. It doesn't mean to lose our humanity or to suddenly decide you're going to live like a wolf or a bear or something. It means just obeying the laws of nature, your true nature. And I feel this is because there's this control element, is you need to throw off the control and discover who you really are. You know, what drives your passions? Sexual, yes, but also your emotional passions, like what makes you happy. What books do you like reading? What kind of things do you feel passionate about? You know, is it wildlife and the environment? Obviously, there's big concerns at the moment because of the climate change and everything. So what do you stand for? What drives your passion? What drives your true nature? If, you know, particular skills, talents have been repressed because of this situation, you've got to uproot them and allow yourself to express yourself in your true nature. So if you've not been able to say what you feel or what you think, you know, if you're told that no one cares what your opinion is and nobody cares how you feel about something, if you're upset or you're happy or you're sad or you're angry and you've been forced to repress all that, you need to allow it to come forward. Because we also have the Hermit card, which is the card of retreat, of soul searching, of finding the truth of yourself, of finding a guiding light, what you stand for, remember? Finding out who you are, what you stand for, what's important to you, what do you want to give to the world? How do you want to live in the world? You know, and because like in our modern world, we can't do things like go off into the woods and live in the woods for a year. and come out with a, you know, long hair and long beard and sort of say, I've discovered it. I've, you know, those days for us are gone. We live too modern a life in cities, and there's no woodland anymore now because we're cutting down all the trees. But in our modern world, this means that, like, you go out to work, you come home, and that's it. You spend your time alone to reflect on what's gone on in your life, to process it, to turn it into a lesson that you might be able to share with others, and to reflect on who you want to be. Not to be told who you are, but find out for yourself who you want to be and then share it out into the world. Because we've also got the Knight of Pentacles, which, yes, is predominantly the card of hard work, working hard, you know, the slow slog of the daily grind, but also he's a knight and he's offering something tangible. So when you find out who you really are, you go into yourself to discover how you know, you're going to apply that to your life and process, and, as I say, do a lot of soul searching. You will then come out and offer the new you out into the world, and that's how you will have your self-confidence, because you will be sure of yourself, sure of who you are, sure of what you want to say and what you want to stand for, and then you will come out and say, this is it. And you will work at it, and you will do the boring parts of the job, the parts that get you a bit dirty, and you won't give up, because that's who the Knight of Pentacles is. You know, and that's so lovely. I feel that you've got a long journey ahead of you, but it will be ultimately a very rewarding one. And you've got two major arcana cards here. You've been repressed and you must release that oppression. If for you find that this is something you can do alone, fair enough. But if this is a big journey for you, you can always seek help from others. I know we've got the loner card here, but it doesn't mean literally going off into the woods alone. You can get help from a therapist or a doctor or somebody that you can get trusted support from, especially if you feel this is a big journey for you. So yeah, but it's about going within yourself and dealing with issues that this has probably arisen with you, and you must deal with them, otherwise you won't be able to have this situation of offering out to the world who you really are. So those of you that chose option 1, that's your reading. Please let me know in the comments section if it made any sort of sense to you, if you feel that it's helped you in any way. But I wish you all the best of luck. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you so much for listening. Bye. Okay, those of you that chose option 2, here is your reading. So we have the top 3 cards here, which represent sort of what's blocking you from being self-confident, what's sort of inhibiting that. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. Okay. So the 8 of Wands is, I think, showing that things are happening too quickly for you. For some of you, feel things are happening too quickly. There's probably, for some of you, lots of travel, or you're moving around a lot. And it doesn't literally mean moving house sometimes. It just means that you're constantly toing and froing. You know, every day there's somewhere to go, somewhere to be, people to meet. Or I think for others of you, there's been a big change and it's just literally happening too quickly, and you can't keep up with it. And possibly this sense that you can't deal with it, some of you. Yeah. Because the 8 of Wands is great. It's about like new love, new passion, travel, new opportunities, as I say, things coming into your life, but also going out of your life quickly. But this is an issue for you, and it's causing issues with your self-confidence. And so I suspect that you probably, a lot of you watching and opting for choice 2, you prefer things to go slowly, possibly. And if not, just things are just happening too quickly for you, because we've got also the 2 of Wands. So you've been looking out into the world, got 2 options, planning, researching, So actually you might be just spreading yourself too thinly, that you're trying to plan and plan and plan, but you can't keep up with it because things are moving so quickly, and that's knocking your self-confidence. Because if you are someone who likes to plan and make sure things are going the way they should, and sort of researching and looking at other options and really thinking about things, and you just can't, because every time you think you've got it sorted, some new information comes and it's all different. So yeah, this is causing a big issue with your self-confidence, and possibly because you're trying to do things on your own. The Nine of Pentacles is the self-sufficient lady. She can support herself, she can feed herself, she can also provide for others. She has all the nice clothes and all the pentacles, so you know. So it might not be an issue of cash that's a problem, but you know, events running away from you. But you're trying to manage it all on your own, and I don't think that's helping you, because maybe you're a bit isolated, but it's certainly knocking your self-esteem back, this sense of doing it alone, because of this sense of things, you know, changing all the time, and you can't keep up with them, and you're constantly sort of looking to see what's going on. Yeah. You just can't keep up with it, I think. And this doing, you don't have to do things on your own. Or maybe you feel that you're the one in charge, and that you have to be the leader of it, that you have to be alone, that you can't rely on others. Okay, so we've got 3 cards here that represent what you can do about it, how to build up your confidence. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles, or the Tower card. Okay, and the Hierophant. Let's move that up a bit. Okay, so actually these cards are sort of the opposite of the ones above. I mean, actually, I would have thought those would be these 3 cards would be at the top, and these 3 cards would be at the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to carry on with this, and then I might flip it around. Because if you feel that events are running away with you and you can't keep up, what you've got to do is just focus on what's important to you. Conserve and sort of this sense of hoarding and frugality, but of the things that truly matter to you. He's got 4 pentacles and he's guarding them fiercely. These are the things that really matter to you: family, friends, love, work, you know. The other stuff, you know, will just have to slide. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with events, then what you need to focus on is the important stuff, just doing the day-to-day chores, paying the monthly bills and getting out to work and coming home again, and not worrying about all the other stuff. Just focus on the basics of life. The Tower card is sort of the chaos card, the things happening suddenly. So I feel that for a lot of you just need to forget about trying to plan your way through this, because if events really are happening so quickly, they're just going to happen. You're not going to keep up from it. So sort of let the chaos happen. The foundations of your life will be sound because you're focusing on them. You are focusing on the foundations of your life. The rest can just sort itself out. And you know you'll be all right, because you know what's really important to you is safe and secure in your arms, literally. Yeah. And turn to the people around you. The Hierophant card is the tradition card, the authority card, following the crowd, your community. This can be a spiritual community, or more and more now an online community. People that you can turn to, your peers, you all have the same opinion, the same belief system maybe. But there's certainly people that you don't challenge them and they don't challenge you, because you all are quite similar. You know, so it's the opposite of the Nine of Pentacles, where you're trying to go it alone. You need to turn to the people that are in your network. So yeah, your family and your friends. For some of you, it could represent a marriage partner. because it's a Hierophant, and Hierophant is like the priest, marriage, etc. But I think generally it's just your crowd, the people in your vicinity. Yeah, and you can turn to them. And once you do that, once you know that you're protecting what really matters, that you're going to let the chaos come, and that you can sort of turn and be involved in the people that have shared values with you, that you can just follow the rules sort of thing, then your self-confidence will build up, because you're not alone and dealing with it. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, the other way that I saw this immediately, and I sort of had a little quick mental debate, but I do feel that for some of you it will resonate the other way around, that you are hoarding to yourself and being conservationist and living a frugal lifestyle, a bit stingy about the things in your life. You're not letting new people in, you're not taking any kind of risks, financial, emotional, mental or otherwise. You're reading the same books you've read over the past 10 years. You're listening to the same albums, you go out with the same mates, and you don't try and meet new people or open up in any way to someone new. But what you need to do is the opposite, and you need to reach out. Go travelling. It doesn't mean a permanent year-long backpack tour the world holiday. It could mean just a weekend away, or taking a few regular weekends away and exploring places you've never been to before, even a day trip away to somewhere you've never been before, or trying new hobbies or new things, allowing things to enter your life quite quickly. If you've experienced a moment of chaos, of your life being transformed in some way, it doesn't have to be an overly dramatic way as in this scene. It could be a sudden realization. You could have uncovered a lie or discovered a secret, or just suddenly realized something that you never knew before, and that things have to change. You know, just sort of had a chaotic moment versus a planning one. And so what you need to do is, in this chaos, this new life where the unsteady stones have been washed away and you're just left with the secure foundations, you need to now replan your life. And once you do that, you'll feel self-confident that you're taking back control that you feel you've lost with this sort of tower moment, and rebuild a new life for yourself, where you can look out into the world, find out new information, get new examples, meet new people, and rebuild your tower. And that if you've only ever been, and I feel this is an echo here, of hanging around with the same sorts of people, that maybe they're yes men, yes women, they don't challenge your authority, challenge your viewpoint, they never say, actually I don't think that's particularly realistic, why don't we try another plan? If they're all, yeah, sure, yeah, and exactly, it should be like that, yeah, you do deserve that, yeah, you know, and that's it, and you're sort of the leader and they're all following you like sheep. You need to be a bit more independent, that their opinion doesn't matter, that you can go it alone, that you can be self-sufficient, that you can do these things on your own, and you don't need the validation of others, or for some of you, that you don't need to follow the crowd, that you don't need to follow a leader or a mentor, that you can be a bit more of an individual and express yourself in a new way, a new vibrant way. Yeah. So for some of you it'll be my reading 1, and for others of you it might resonate more with reading 2, that they're sort of the other way around. I don't know why I feel that, but I do. So I've given you the reading. So please let me know, because I'm quite intrigued now, which of the 2 made sense to you the most, that you feel resonates with you. Put something in the comment section if you don't mind. Thank you very much. But otherwise I'm going to leave you with that. That's your reading. Thank you very much for listening to me. I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. Okay, here we are, reading 3. If this is your reading, these 3 cards show us what's blocking you from feeling self-confident, or the reasons why you're not feeling much confidence in yourself. So we have Three of Wands, Four of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. All the Wands. Okay, so I definitely feel that a lot of you are investing in things. It can be money, it's more likely to be time and emotions, mental capacity. I know it's a wand which represents passion, energy, drive and all that, but it's such a general reading, it could apply to anything. Because this card shows a merchant. He's manufactured something. It could be this cloth, it could be shoes, anything, nails. And he's had a ship filled with his stock, and the ship is being sailed off to another port in order to exchange the goods. His goods will be swapped with something that's exotic to where he lives, like herbs and spices and particular fruits or something that they manufacture. And then the goods will be returned to him, and he will then sell them in the city for a profit, and that's how he will make his money. And of course, there's lots of dangers. There's no guarantee that he will get a return on his investment, because there's pirates who might steal the goods off the ship or steal the ship. There might be storms on the sea causing it to sink, so it just never returns, and he has no idea, you know, where the stuff is. You know, merchants could be utterly ruined if they lost a ship. So I think that you're lacking self-confidence at this moment because you've invested in something and it's not giving you a return, or it didn't give you the return you anticipated it would. So you're looking out thinking, well, where is it? This could be a job that you thought you'd be able to progress through the ranks in, or that you'd start off small and you would get a pay increase or bonuses, or that it would just offer you plenty of opportunities in your career, and it hasn't. Others of you, this is a relationship that you've invested in, and it's just not going to be the long-term relationship, marriage that you were hoping it would be. That it's just not, you're just not getting the return on what you've invested. Because we also have the Four of Wands, which is the foundations of a life card, really. It's about weddings and family celebrations, like christenings and important birthdays, 21st birthday parties, 30th, 60th, retirement parties. It's when family comes together to celebrate, and people that feel like family. They come together to celebrate something important for someone, like they're getting married. So yeah, it's the foundations of your life. So I think that in some way, for a lot of you, it's something to do with your family, partners, the foundations of your life that's causing this problem with your self-esteem. Yeah, for some of you, you're not doing something right in there. It could be the wrong job, the wrong partner, or just that your relationship isn't doing very well at the moment. Some of you might even be planning a wedding and the wedding is not going the way you want it to, and it's really knocking you back because you've got your dream wedding and you're fantasizing about it and you're looking out to see what all these other brides have on Pinterest and all the rest of it, and you're like, I haven't got that, I'm not going to get that, I can't afford it, I haven't got £1 million. There you go. So you're looking, I suspect, to what other people have and thinking no. For others of you, it's literally home life, as in maybe you're doing too much in the home and you're doing too many chores. You perhaps starting off a new business, looking out into the world, doing your research online, getting things going, social media presence. You need all these things to get a business going nowadays, and the home isn't helping and it's just sucking the self-confidence from you, and this is because you're overburdened. So we've also got the Ten of Wands, another wand, and it's just too tiring for you. You just spread too thin. You've got too much to do, too many tasks, possibly around the house or just generally, and you're concerned because you've invested in something and it's possibly not going to pay out. You're worried about the fact that you've spent all this time on it, that you've built your life on the expectation of what this thing was going to provide for you, and it's not going to happen, and you're feeling overburdened. You're probably feeling really stressed. You're thinking, I've put everything into this and I'm getting nowhere fast. You are getting somewhere. This man's nearly at the top of the hill, but he's probably getting even slower, turning into a snail's pace because he's so tired. So you're just going to feel everything's really, really tiring at the moment. You might not be getting enough sleep, or the sleep you get doesn't do you any good. Yeah, you just feel overburdened. And this is why you've got no self-confidence. But I have good news. These 3 cards represent what you can do in order to boost your confidence. So we have the 10 of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Cups. Okay then, so 10 of Pentacles. This is a happy family life that's well provided for. So either you can turn to your family, or you need to look to your family and realise that everybody has everything they need. Everybody's got a roof over their head. They're going to have enough to eat. Even though this investment's not going to pan out, if you're really putting the pressure on yourself to be the provider, you need to remember that you effectively have. Or they don't need as much provided to them as you seem to think they do. And you need to find your happiness in them. You know, being around your family, now this could be your partner and your own children, or if that's not the case, it could be your own parents, brothers and sisters, their children, whatever age range you're at, or even your grandchildren if you're older. But it's about being with family, and being around them, I suspect, will boost your confidence about having a nice meal together, and just doing the chores. These people have gone to market, which is very much a chore, really, going shopping. But yeah, they are provided for, they are safe, and you need to build on that. If you feel that no, they're not, and this is why I'm under so much pressure, this is where the expectation comes from, that you're expecting perhaps more than you can deliver for them. They might be able to do a bit more than you actually expect them to. In fact, they might be very happy with what you provide to them. And remember, you are much more important to them than any money. There are things more valuable than money, and you are one of them. We also have the Page of Pentacles, which is sort of success in business. So I think that there will be success for you in business. There will be financial opportunities, tangible opportunities for you. You know, the Page for me is always about an offering of something. So then, you know, you've got to reflect on the successful businesses that you've got going on, or the successful parts of your business. The bits where you are making the sales, where you are getting the profit, where you are getting decently paid work. And although some of the things that I do get this sense of spreading yourself out quite thinly, that what you offer is good, what you can achieve in business is good, and that you, as I say, you are offering something of great value to your family, I suspect. I really do feel this is a family reading because of the 4 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles. But we also have, really importantly, the Queen of Cups. So this is about being emotionally intuitive, emotionally mature, and intelligent. And it's about being supportive. This is the woman that supports you and tells you to follow your dreams, to explore your talents and your creativity, and even romance. So you've got to reflect on the things that are going so well in your emotional life, that you maybe do have the support to create what you want to create from your family. And it doesn't have to be artistic, but of course it can be. It can be just anything that is uniquely your creation. You know, it can be a great engineering project as much as it can be a beautiful painting. So yeah, or there's somebody around you that you need to be encouraging in their artistry, their artwork, or their creativity, or their emotions, or their romance. So some of you have great romance going on in your life, and you need to reflect on that and build on that, because it's going to really boost your confidence. And there is nothing better to boosting your confidence than the love of your family, the potential for success and a potential romance, to find love and emotional support. So you're feeling overburdened. If there's somebody that you can turn to, I mean, quite often the Queen of Cups is mother, or a certain type of mother. So maybe if your mum's really emotionally supportive, you can turn to her and she will say, oh, come on, darling, and give you all the emotional empathy and intelligence and support in your venture that you need. So, and then you will end this overburdened feeling, because you're sharing your burdens with your family, I suspect. And that will build your self-confidence, because you won't feel so isolated and alone. And what's really interesting is the Three of Wands, this man, he's facing out, we can only see his back. There's absolutely nobody in this picture. And this man walking up the hill, we can only see his back. But down here, we're seeing their faces. We're seeing a mother with their child. We're seeing this page, this young boy or young woman. Here we're seeing their face, and we're definitely seeing the face of the Queen of Cups. So you're currently turned away from people, not showing your true side. When you show your true side and are literally the person facing these, you will find your self-confidence. Because I sense that a lot of you need to talk to someone with this reading. Talk to your family and the people that feel like family, and find these energies or express them. Yeah, that's your reading, option 3. I can't see any more that I might be able to. I mean, there might be some more actually in the Page of Pentacles that, yeah, it's about being at the beginning of business. So maybe some of you might need to go back to the roots of what this venture, this whatever it is, this venture, you might need to go back to the roots of it. Start again for some of you, to see where you went wrong, where you've started to get really stressed, that you might be able to learn from your mistakes, or look back to the books and see where you went wrong in the beginning. You know, it's, yeah, discipline yourself. Once you discipline yourself and you sort of start communicating about your business, maybe start talking about it, because the page is a messenger. So maybe that's what you need to do, is send the message about your business, about why it's gone wrong, why the investment isn't coming back. And this doesn't have to be publicly, because remember, this is a family card, so it might be just amongst your family. You need to say, oh, I started off this new online thing and it's, you know, and this has gone wrong, and or I'm having to go right back to the beginning, and they might give you an offering and say, well, actually, when I did this, or let me help you with my experience. Because it's about learning as well. The page is a young person that will learn. So you must have something that you need to learn. And once you learn that, you will have the self-confidence. That's it. I knew there was something more, but now I can't see any more with that reading. So those of you that chose option 3, there you go. Please let me know in the comments section if you feel it has helped you or resonated with you. Thank you very much for listening to my reading. I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye.